Namaskar. Hello everyone. So in this today's lesson, we are going to see how we are actually going to connect to instances which is hosted on EC2 Amazon Linux. Basically, अगर हम एक EC2 instance आप करते हैं AWS में, तो how can we connect through our laptop, through Putty, or let's say open SSH client, so that you can work on it with the help of your laptop. So let's first launch an instance and make an instance up and running in AWS console, right? So here I am. I'll put the instance name, let's say AWS1. Then which operating system I want, I will take the default Amazon Linux from AWS. Also, ये नया instance है. This is a new instance which is being created by Amazon in 2023. Earlier, we were using this one, but we will use this one as of this particular training session. And I will keep this as default. Then instance type, I'll go for free tier eligible. Why free tier eligible? Because we don't want to spend money on the instances. This is for your learning, and this is for you to gain some experience. This is hands-on experience कि आप EC2 instance में काम करने वाले हैं. EC2 instance is compute of AWS means आपको एक pillar already आता है, right? So let's go in. So मैंने ये चूज किया. अभी मेरे को लॉगिन करने के लिए एक प्राइवेट की पब्लिक की का जरूरत पड़ेगा. वो हम अगले बहुत सारे सेशंस में पढ़ेंगे कि वाई इसकी जरूरत है और वाई वी वांट टू एक्चुअली क्रिएट दैट. बट एज ऑफ नाउ आई विल क्रिएट वन and I will put it as it is, no change, but I'll give the name as okay, let's say training key pair, right? And I'll generate that, and it's being downloaded as PEM. Okay, so just take note of that where it is downloaded, and we'll have to use it later on. In the networking section, again for settings, I will keep everything as default. This is our default VPC, which is already coming with this particular EC2 instance. Whenever we create a new resource, it is always coming with some default values, and one of them is being this default VPC. I don't want to create any subnet as of now because I want this particular EC2 instance to have a public IP so that I can connect it from anywhere. For example, my laptop, or let's say your laptop. Security group, that is very important. It is just like our firewall. And I have already existing a security group. I think it should be there, web access. But if we need, we can create one, or we can use the default one here. Or let's say we can create a new security group also, right? And what I'm telling this security group, I want to SSH to this particular Linux box from anywhere, means I'm opening the port 22. Why? Because SSH daemon runs on port 22, right? Then what I'm doing is storage को जैसा है वैसे रहने देंगे. We'll keep the storage as it is. Actually, this particular session, just for your information, is both in English and Hindi. So let me know if you are not able to follow any of these things. I'll repeat it, but this particular video will be available for you to look into anytime you want. Okay, so I'll keep it as default. इसको default रहने दूंगा. Advanced details as it is, जरूरत नहीं है उसका. Then create new security group किया तो हम लोग ने allow SSH from this thing, right? From anywhere 000. but let me use my existing one, and I will do that here to be web access VPC, and we should be good, and we are launching the instance now, right? Yeah, so the instance has been launched. देखते हैं what is the status now. ये terminated था जो मैंने पहले किया था. ये कहाँ क्रिएट हो रहा है देखिए, साउथ ईस्ट एशिया 1B, एंड इट इज पेंडिंग. थोड़ी देर बाद ये अपने आप ही स्टार्टिंग में आ जाएगा, ठीक है. सो नॉट टू वरी नाउ. Once, okay, it is in running now. So let's see what is the properties of this instance. You see, you will get everything here. You see, you just tick on this box and you will be able to see what is its public address. What is public IP address? Public IP address for your learning and आपकी जानकारी के लिए, it is publicly accessible, means anybody can connect to it. Open IP, open address, right? And what is private? Private is key. It is private through the AWS network. अगर मैं एक और EC2 instance बनाऊं और उसमें एक security group दूं और बोलूं कि only this range of IP वहाँ allowed है, तो I can only will be able to connect from this range of IP. Okay, so good, we are good here. Okay, so this is our status, which we are up and running now, right? What was the gist of this particular training was how to connect to this EC2 instance. हम लोग कैसे उस prompt में पहुंचे to play with this particular EC2 instance. So let's try connect here. So I have so many options here, like I have EC2 connect and all these things. So very simple thing is this one. EC2 user is the default name रहता है. If it is not there, just put it EC2-user and you can just click connect and you will be inside the EC2 instance in a way. Yeah, you देखो, we are inside here. So if you, this is a Linux instance, so we have to use Linux commands, df-k, let's say. So see, this is the default root volume where we have all these things, /tmp, for swap and all these things. So we are in. So we can do yum update -y means what? Automatically download the this thing. So it is asking me, you don't have privilege. Yes, it is a root enabled command, so I have to use sudo. And what is sudo? Sudo is a privilege which non-privileged ID can get when you add this particular ID into sudoers file. These are the concepts which I will teach you in the next lessons, so don't worry. But first, clear your funda, how to connect. Once you are into the box, you can play around with it, right? So here it is. So nothing to do because it's a new instance, so we are good. So this is one way we can connect now. Okay, let's log off from here. What is the next one we can connect? Let's see. Give me a second. So I'll go to again instances, click AWS one, then we'll see connect. Then we have session manager and SSH client. Okay. Now I want to connect through my laptop. This is, I am inside the AWS console thing. Here we have not connected by like through our laptop or through our machine through which we are connected to AWS. What we did is we are inside AWS and we are connecting it, correct? So that doesn't serve our purpose. We want to connect it through our laptop. So what we will do is we will download two things first. One is your download Putty for Windows and download Putty. Actually, if you download this, it should be suffice. So once it is downloaded, if you do Putty, you can open that. And why we want to open this? Because Putty doesn't use the PEM format. It has its own different format. So this is a key generator where we will be converting the PEM file. And where is that PEM file? Remember, I told you to take note of that where it is. So it is here, right? It is under downloads, correct? Let's do it now. So I have the Putty gen. What I'll do is I will load. First of all, just for your reference, don't change anything. It is by default is the correct one. This is the format taken by Putty. And then we do load. And from here, we have to load the PEM file. Successfully imported, right? Then you save the uh, generate public private key pair. So it is generating this particular public private key pair. So we should be good in a while. Let's wait for it to complete. Till then, we are good here. We have already done this particular thing. Let's see like what's the next steps. Right, so this is generated. Now we will save the private key. Are you sure you want to save this key without passphrase to protect it? We'll say yes, and we are going to save it under downloads again. Right, okay, now we can close this and we can close this window. And now what we want is our putty, which we downloaded earlier, right? Now here, first of all, what we need to connect. This is the host name or IP address, right? So where do we get the IP address? We'll go here to the instance, or from here, public IP address, click on this particular double box, which is also the copy symbol, copy, public copied, and we'll put it here, right? Now we have to get this particular RSA file, which we like converted just a while ago, to be configured here, the private key to be configured here, right? So what we have to do is we have to go SSH auth credentials, private key file for authentication, browse. This is where we saved it. Just save it and we are good. Now, before we connect, or just we connect to the EC2 instance, we can save this session so that you don't have to type this particular IP address again and again. Let's type it as AWS 2, save, and let's open. So yeah, it's connecting. I will say accept, login as EC2 user. Server refused our key. Yeah, that's a good one. Why it refused our key is because we didn't actually generate it correctly, might be, or we have to configure it correctly. So let's see what's the issue. So we'll open Putty again, or let's generate this particular thing once more. Let's do Putty gen. Then we'll do load. This was our training PEM file. Then we'll save. We'll save it as AWS 2 and should be okay. We will again go to Putty. This one we will delete. Now we are in connections, SSH, auth, credentials, and let's add to it. And again in session, let's put it as AWS 2, save, open. Okay, I need to put the IP address. And what's the IP? IP is this one. IP address. Then here we go. EC2 user. And boom, we are here. So what mistake we did? How do we learn these things is through hands-on. So that's the reason I always suggest to go through a live class, because like when we are going through recordings or any other courses, recorded sessions, this will be all flawless. You won't get any troubleshooting thing to experience. So this experience will always be helpful to you, right? So this is one way, through Putty. And what is the other way? Other way we can see is, again, click connect and then SSH client. And for SSH client, it's very simple. You don't need to download Putty and other things. If you are on Windows, what you have to do is you have to go to settings, you have to check on apps, and in the installed apps, you see if you have OpenSSH. OpenSSH. Right? It's not there. So what we have to do is just install the OpenSSH here. Go to apps, optional features, open. Okay, I have OpenSSH server and client already there. If you don't have it, you can add optional feature here, like view features. Then you add it here. Yeah. Add optional feature is open. Because it's already there, it's not showing me. So definitely you can add those things from this particular part, add an optional feature, right? So once you have done that and you come to this command prompt and your PEM file is here as before, right? This is your initial PEM file. You just use this command, which is very well given by AWS. Here it is, right? Just copy it, paste. No need to change anything. Just do yes, and you are in. So this is all for this EC2 instance connectivity. And in this way, we'll be doing more of hands-on troubleshooting and all this exercise, which will give you more confidence, which will definitely define you as a cloud guy. It's not like, yes, definitely you will pass the exam, but when you play around with this particular thing, when you fix it yourself, that confidence which you get, right, that is the main thing. So I welcome you all to join my course, which I'll be publishing soon in this particular channel. And let's get going. Thanks. Have a great day ahead. Bye.